we got to preview Universal's Epic Universe, so come with us in part 2 of the series as we preview How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. So if you followed part 1 of the series, then you know we have a preview to Universal's Epic Universe, opening May 22nd in Orlando, Florida. In part 1, we checked out Super Nintendo World via early entry. That was pretty amazing. This time we're going to head over to How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. And so you'll see that I'm going from one side of the park to the other. Again, this is super limited capacity, so not a lot of people, but still plenty of kinetic energy in the park. It is a hot day. It's in the upper 80s currently. It will end up being about 90, and then we'll get our first rain in nearly a month. So it's a bit of a walk going from one corner of the park to the other. But lots of kinetic energy. Great energy, by the way. This looks better. That's another video. Notice that as we go into all each of the worlds, there's a lot of signs that say hot set, or this is a preview, so they want you to understand that please have separate expectations. We're in a low capacity day because things are going to go wrong, and that's something that I think every guest should walk into these early days, understand that again the park doesn't like open in general until maybe for a second. Once you do walk through the portal, you are transported into a completely different land. And notice the great attention to detail once again. And then, once you enter in the world itself, again you're greeted by this amazing vista of great kings to look at and see lots of Instagram-worthy photo opportunities. And I'm just like everybody else here, like I just like to walk in and take photos and capture all the beauty and attention to detail. So once in, I took a few minutes to check out all the scenery and all the small details that they put into the land, including the benches. Like, how cool are these? And I headed left. Always start left. Epcot taught me that. Lots of food here. So right there, Grog Rule, you could also pick up a macaroni and cheese cone. Amazing food. But instead, I decided that I needed to go into the Viking training camp and learn how to train the dragon. Okay, notice these details on the trash cans and refuse spins, like amazing. These queues are super long. They're meant to hold a lot of people. And again, there's lots of details inside of the queue. Something that kind of was surprising to me, again, and I mentioned this in part 1, but the amount of water fountains and water bottle filling stations inside of the queues. And I just think that's an amazing touch that is guest forward, guest friendly. So I want to continue to point that out because it's something that is well appreciated in the Florida heat. It's only 87 right now, it's only April, but definitely was needed during these days. So again, plenty to look at inside of the queues, lots of details to keep you entertained. And again, the Universal app has a lot of games, so you can continue to play throughout while you wait. Again, the water bottle filling stations, not just the drinking fountain, but notice that they are themed to the land, and I think that's pretty darn stinking cool. This is a ride that actually required you to use a locker. It did not last very long. It maybe lasted 30 seconds, but it was fun. It was cute, something to do. So I headed over next to check out the Hogsmeade area. So that's a restaurant. I didn't feel like sitting down at that time. There was too much to do and exploring. So next thing I did is I went and I checked out the roller coaster. The roller coasters, Dragon Racers Rally. That was super fun. The queue is again very, very long. Like, look at all of these switchbacks. They're ready to handle an awful lot of people once capacity is opened up. Again, you're going to notice the water bottle filling stations. I'm going to keep pointing them out because they're so important. Even though there's a lot of shade here, I think it's really, really hot in Florida in the summer. So they are ready for that, to have that guest-friendly experience. And so, it was super long. And imagine how many hours somebody would wait. if this queue was entirely full. It seems like in a lot, but it's not as bad. Maybe this the looks. There seems to be a shade. It feels almost like there's an overcast. Wear your sunblock. It's for the. So if there any kind of adverse risk, they're going to make sure to let you know after you. But again, look at all the details that are inside of that queue. Eventually make it to the covered area and the diverge point, but also a diverge point. So there are 2 different lines to go to, and a team at you in the correct direction based on their counts. We had lots of detail. I love how the team members are super themed about what's going on and going on that they're in. I thought really fun, a lot like Slinky Dash if you've been done that in Hollywood studios. Great gift shop, very cute. Then you make your way outside and you're back into Isle of Berk. And so it's time to explore the next thing. As you walk, you're in just a lot of details. Take the time to rather than run to again, this is the restaurant here. You can tap into the gift shop, or you can go into the sit-down restaurant. The wait wasn't super long, but again, it was just so much to explore and again, back in the detail. Just hang out, like things. Just pass them by, like sit there and enjoy for them. A lot of work is put in by the Ursel creative team. So again, we have the opportunity there to go in and what if I wanted to do like today. Here we have some guys flying in the water. Not my thing. Edit during a day. This was super fun. I grabbed a bite to eat, and as I'm sitting here enjoying my food at the table, I have to watch this guy and all the guests interact with him. And eventually, he finds a willing victim, and it's time to freeze him. So I did enjoy Spitfire grilled chicken. Was fine. Brussels sprouts were amazing, but I did wait almost
I see y'all have dragons.
even though I'm mobile ordered, and sort of the guy in front of me. So the kitchen was just not ready yet for the volume. Okay. Shout out to the Orlando Tourist. Thank you. The video's heater, but you can't. Lots of characters. You can do a meet and chip or bag in, if you will. Next up with Fire Drill. Fire Drill is a water ride, and again along the cute plastic here, so they're off a lot of people. I do moving in. We haven't had rain. Rain clouds did happen to move. Real. Nova was not complaining. Again, it was like this area. Out there today, but I'm making, so I was gonna go check. If you don't know what it is a water ride, but you sit on the boat and you aim at targets and you practice your shooting with water.
But it was fun.
And you're on a boat with several other people. When I got off the boat, I was absolutely drenched. Definitely boring. I was soaked. The people next to me all were ponchos, but I was not gonna do that. I was gonna have a good time. There are dryers afterwards. I'm wet. It's Florida. And I'm here. And so now that I've enjoyed everything, it's time. I hope you'll join me for part 3 of Epic Universe.